Good morning.
Good morning.
It's Kaylin with Remax Real Estate Center.
And Lisa Sieversyk with Global State Mortgage.
Yay, it's a nice sunny day.
Oh,
and
beautiful.
It is. And it's a great day to welcome a royal baby. We welcome a new royal baby this week.
This week,
Yes,
right.
yeah.
Right. And we just found out the royal baby doesn't
Have a name
have
yet.
a name yet.
Yeah.
I think we couldn't find it.
If you know that there's a royal baby name, let us know.
Let us
because
know.
we're uber curious about that.
Yes.
You know?
And I think it was something royal. Did you have a royal entrance?
I did. But my royal entrance has a name.
Your royal entrance has a name.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yes. So, yes, I have a new member of my family, and his name is Patch, and I've only had him for about 5 days.
Hi,
So your first live video, kid. How about that?
The royal debut.
The royal debut of a puppy. Yes. So what's this got to do with real estate and mortgage lending?
I know, right?
Yeah.
So on mortgage lending, we do not discriminate
Against
pets.
Oh, well, that's good. You can live anywhere you want, as long as you can afford to pay for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because those are big bills, but that's a whole nother topic.
That is a whole other topic.
But when you're selling a home,
yes.
there's some things to think about. If you
Yeah,
have
there
pets,
is.
right?
I mean, obviously the safety of your pet
Uh-huh.
and the safety of the people coming into your home,
Right.
you know, and just on general house condition,
Oh,
you know.
right, because especially puppies, we were just talking about potty training a puppy.
Mhm.
And they can do different things depending on how big, what
Right,
type of pet you
right.
have, and
exactly.
what they can do with those little paws and little teeth that they have.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and he's at the stage where, you know, it's potty training time, and so I'm taking him out, and he doesn't always do both of those things at the same time. So he has a tendency to hide when he wants to go number 2.
Yeah.
So
You have that little cleaner, right?
yeah,
Like,
like
the spray
chasing him around the
and
house. Yeah, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Oh my God, you're behind the TV. I'm gonna put you down so you can play. But yeah, so you have to be aware of those things. So you know, when you're listing your home, and I would look at the condition of your home. Is there real evidence of pet problems?
Mhm.
I mean, how many? I don't know. I should have looked at the statistic. I didn't even think about that. How many homes have pets?
Which
It's pretty high.
a big percent, I would bet.
Yeah,
Whether
yeah,
it's
so-
a bird,
Oh yeah,
right? A snake.
One of our
a
neighbors is a
cat,
ferret.
A ferret.
yeah.
Hamsters.
All that kind of stuff.
Puppies.
So yeah, and if you're like my daughter, she always had to bring the pets home for holidays from the classroom.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
so we had bird and guinea pigs. Oh my gosh, isn't there somebody else that can volunteer for this? But no. But yeah, so
My mom doesn't care.
yeah, exactly. So in my house, you know, obviously right now I've got a puppy that may have some accidents around the
Right.
house. So if you've had pets and you've got some carpet issues,
Oh.
get those cleaned up, get those cleaned, or you know, you may have to
Replace.
replace your carpet. When I'm walking into a home and you can tell, and there's a little sign there, please take off your shoes, and I see, you know, because cats will regurgitate.
Oh,
you know.
yes, and you've got little
Yeah, so you
piles
can
of
see
things.
spots
Yes.
on the carpet. I'm like, do I really want to take off my shoes? So, you know, you want to make sure that those things are cleaned up. And scratched woodwork, you know, I've got a, you know, from a previous puppy, I have some scratched woodwork that at some point I'll have to have taken care of. So you want to get those issues taken care of. And also, you know, kind of clean up where the pet lives, you know, in your house. Yeah. And if your pet is, the ideal thing is when your house is on the market, is to remove the pets for the showings,
Oh.
because you don't want to stress out your pet. You don't want to, you know, some people are just very phobic about pets, you know, and if they're not a cat person, they're not a dog person, they've had issues, or they're allergic.
Oh, right.
You know, I mean, we don't want to hide that you have a pet,
Right.
but you don't want them to be a distraction during the showing period, if at all possible. One of my unfavorite stories is showing a house, and on the sheet it said, unfriendly cat or something like that will be on the porch. Okay. Well, the porch was open to the house, so it really wasn't an enclosed porch.
Right.
And so we're looking around the house. I'm kind of keeping an eye on this cat as, you know, we're walking through, and we're down in the basement. We go to come up the steps from the basement, the cat is standing at the top of the stairs and would not let us up. I'm like, oh, for the love of Mary, what am I going to do now? So I'm taking my listing sheets I have with me and I'm holding them in front of me, as I'm making my way up the stairs to get by the cat. So I'm like, yeah, if your cat has some issues, then get the cat out of the house for the showings.
Right, because you don't want to be like, oh, I'm seriously interested in this house, but I just got a really bad vibe.
Well, yeah, exactly, because you're distracted. You can't look at the house if you're worried about where the cat's going to scratch you, which it actually did, by the way. So,
oh my God,
yeah.
That's a really unfriendly cat.
That was an unfriendly cat, yes. So, but, and dogs bark, well, and not only the interior house, but the exterior house, too.
Oh,
the
right.
yard, yeah. So clean up
Yard.
because when buyers are looking around
Little
your
dog
house,
mines.
you gotta step lightly.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and do some treatment on your lawn, because obviously they leave,
Right, the marks.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fine to have pets. I mean, that's not an issue. But when you are going to sell, you want to make sure that you take steps to, prepare the home, clean up the toys, clean up the pet area. If you can, please take the pets out of the house during showings. Yeah, exactly. So, but as far as being able to buy one, can you get a loan for a dog?
With somebody else, maybe. I don't know.
That must be a real expensive dog if you have to get a loan for it. Yeah.
Wow, there are expensive pets, but wow.
Yeah.
I think though I think different areas. I know that people when they're buying a house, right, they're like looking for a yard.
Yes.
I know I have somebody that's just moving from a house to a house, and he's excited because the house is a little smaller, but the yard is bigger. And there's and I know, so the difference I think too, so I live in small community Iowa, right? We can put a fence up if we feel like putting a fence up, but I know in Ames, so I think if you're buying too,
you have to watch for that.
If the yard doesn't have a fence, you have to actually submit a permit, right?
I believe so, yes.
I've heard different things from different people that can be a hassle.
It can be a hassle. You have to watch where your lot
lines are, right?
Right, exactly. Now, if your neighbors all are fenced in, yay for you.
Woo!
Because you just have to connect to the sides of your house. But, in our case, our current home, we put a fence up. And then when the house next to us sold, our neighbor came over and says, I think your fence is on my lot. Really? Because we, there's a missing pin, lot pin. And so we actually had to move the side fence. Yeah. Not a big deal. I mean, he just, I think you're on our lot. And we were.
Right.
So we had to have a surveyor come out. So you do have to watch on that. So you do have to be cognizant of where your lot lines are, whether you can have a fence in your neighborhood, if there's any restrictions. Some neighborhoods have restrictions on what type of fence.
Oh.
Yeah. So like Northridge Heights, for example, in Ames, you have to have you have to have a white vinyl fence.
Oh.
You can't have a wood fence. You can't have a chain link fence.
It has to be
like the white vinyl.
fence.
Right.
Is there any when you're buying a townhome or a condo,
right?
Is there restrictions on pets when you buy some of those?
There are. Yes, size of pet.
Oh.
And number of.
Oh.
So most of them will have a limit on number that you can have and how big they can be, particularly on dogs. I mean, you don't really get 50-pound cats, so that's really not an issue.
I don't know. Angie's got a fat cat.
Yeah.
That I think
Unless
might be
Garfield
pushing
or
it.
something,
Right.
yeah. But yeah, you can't have big dogs typically. And then, of course, you can't put up a fence if you have a townhome or condo.
Oh, right.
Because it's common ground. Your maintenance fees pay for the care of the lawn. And so you can't put up a fence to restrict that. So occasionally you can find where they'll let you put up an invisible fence.
Oh.
But really read those covenants carefully.
Right. If you have a pet and you're buying a condo or a townhome, you really need to check out those
need to check out those restrictions. And, and when you're buying a condo or townhome and you don't have pets.
Oh, you want to know if your neighbors might want to know. If
because of our common walls. So, something to be aware of. So,
if you
at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
And you're not a day sleeper. That might be a problem.
And have good relations with your neighbors.
You do. You might get along with them just fine. But so those are, and if you're looking at if you've got dogs, I have to have a yard with a fence. Don't limit yourself too much on that. Pricing, get some ideas on what a fencing is going to cost you, because you may have to put up your own fence if you find the right house. But yeah, so we can try to accommodate those things. But think about that too when you have pets and selling or buying the considerations on both ends.
Right. Yeah. Scary because like I think we were talking. I think a lot of people have some kind of a pet, whether it's like lizards, which that might be easier because it's the cage.
Yeah.
And you just
unless they get out, then I'm not coming in.
I don't want to be your neighbor, maybe.
No. Yes. Yeah.
But the four-legged little feline
or puppy. Yeah, exactly. Or multiple of, but yeah.
Right.
So those are all considerations to consider if you're getting a royal baby. Oh, he's sound asleep, so I'm gonna wake him up.
And how old is he? He's only
he was born on Valentine's Day.
Right.
Yeah.
Because she like really just got him.
Yeah, I did. I just got him Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's like, you woke me up for this. Seriously. See?
Just see him. He's like, look at
yeah, he's pretty cute.
oh my gosh.
Say, see you next week, Patch.
See you next week, everybody.